Welcome to today's collective reading. We'll begin with a bit of a third eye resonance and the kyanite and selenite to align the energies and elevate them, that only the messages of the highest and greatest good may come through for the collective tuning in. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. If something doesn't seem to necessarily be a sync for you at this time, it may end up being a sync that comes into your awareness in the future. So, what does my collective need to know today? What message do we have coming through? This will be somewhat of an overarching theme. If you find yourself stuck or blocked or at a bit of a crossroads and not quite certain how to get all of you on board with the direction to go, or even the direction you want to go, let alone which way. All right, so, okay, we have number 6, Epiphany. Reveal your gifts. Gold is within you. This to me tells me of the sensitivity you could have cultivated by choosing to live in a state of blindness consciously. So your other senses really honed themselves. Now it's to reveal those gifts is what happens when you can use your eyes again and you still have the sensitivity that has been honed from having the lack of reliance on your sight. Beautiful, interesting. All right, so what is weighing on the mind space? This could also resonate with the element of air. Okay, that is consistent. So we have the Oracle, and that's number 13. She's contemplating, she's tuning in, she's listening, she's got some information coming through, and she's receptive. So this is not about gender, this is about energy. So if it's a female figure, it's speaking more to being in a receptive state. If it's a masculine figure, it's more of an assertive energy of action, doing. And we all have everything within, both within us. You're not trusting your intuition here. Oh my goodness, you have a bit of a joker present. Yeah, so you have a bit of a, it may not be what it appears to be. However, there is a wreath around. There's a wreath around this Ace of Cups here, which is reminiscent to the 6 of Wands. Okay. This is the emotion space. Your emotional space is a bit of a maze. I know it says labyrinth, but what came to mind was a maze. Okay, the physical is this. Is it taking your peace? Is it honing your ability to maintain your peace no matter how chunky or blocky the experience is that's coming into your awareness? I'm really looking forward to diving into that. Divine definitely has some things to say here. And then sovereignty. This is also a mastery in the physical with number 33. So this is what you're pulling in. This is what you're manifesting. You're manifesting sovereignty over yourself. Your energy. You're the authority on your energy. When you speak about your life, it's you, not someone else speaking a sense that you didn't have this. This is why it's being manifested. This is what you're willing into being. Interesting. Very interesting. It's almost as though someone was speaking for you as though they were you. And you've taken back that sovereignty. Or you're wanting to. You're possibly taking that last step to actually accepting that you have. Ooh, beautiful. Okay. I'm excited for you guys. This is a very empowering, blah, blah, blah. Wow. Okay, guys. empowering reading. Sometimes when I'm channeling quite a bit of energy from, a few different guides, possibly, those that are working with my own, they like speak in stereo sometimes. It makes my speech a little chunky. So with the Oracle, you're wanting to believe this, but you're aware there's a deceptive energy present. You have the Queen of Wands as well as the King of Cups here, which the King of Cups came out as the last card in the previous reading that I just posted before this one. So you're also in a state of waiting for this pearl of wisdom over your heart space to really come in and let you know that what you know or what you think is going on with this offer of love is actually what's going on. Because as well here we have this trickster energy, this Joker. If you're in her position reading the card, this Joker's inverted, which implies that it's like the Seven of Swords practically, but it's the Joker. Now, if the Joker is working in your favor, that's a hell of an ally. This is telling me that Joker energy is actually not there to deceive you, but to protect you by deceiving others. Interesting. Ooh, okay. So we have Seven of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Help from a noble person. Rings. Possible, like, contracts, soul contracts, family ties. Oh, wow, something did not want me to speak there. They're keeping you in a state of feeling like, or another energy. This could be literally how it's being perceived versus how you know it to actually be. But it's almost like you're bound by rings instead of swords. The concept would be that this energy does not want you to believe that you have a way out, but you are being helped by a noble person. So you have options for this Ace of Cups. Venus is also, like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Could be speaking to a receptive energy that may be toxic, that is wanting you to believe that you're bound, or it's in general about love, a relationship. You have a King of Wands. So you're very resistant, even though you may appear to be weak or vulnerable. You're stronger than they give you credit for. Your will is stronger than they give you credit for. I have a feeling that these people really underestimate you. Really underestimate you. As well as this noble person that's helping you. So, okay, what do we need to know here about, like, what she's intuiting here? Like, is it something that Spirit is going to speak to, that your intuition is on point? Do you need that confirmation, that validation? Okay, then we have the Two of Pentacles. This is telling me that you're not here to know that your intuition is on point. You're aware that something out of the ordinary, something beyond the typical is happening. But there's a part of you that is looking for something else within this reading, something more subtle, something to be unlocked, which then moves us into this emotional space of the maze. So it's not necessarily what's on your mind that is keeping you stuck. It's what's going on in your emotions that feels more like the challenge. Okay, so this definitely flipped and came out inverted. So we have the Knight of Wands. So this is this passionate movement forward of the grass being greener on one side versus the other. But was it really greener? So this maze is, it's about you proving to yourself that you are independent. The perception could be that you're not capable of providing for yourself, taking care of yourself. So you have been going through this maze, this labyrinth, and you have been in this state of, I'm receptive to knowing about the energies that no longer serve me and the truths that I have not been allowing myself to see, so I can release them and let them go. I have been open to removing what blinds me to the truth. You've been cutting things out, and you've been putting in that effort. Maybe you got to a dead end in this labyrinth, and you just took that sword right out and you made yourself away. Oh boy, that was very happy to come out. Two of Cups here. So, yeah. So this speaks to, you know, career setbacks. Anytime, this is like when you would get to a dead end, you wouldn't be relying on others to create the path for you. You would create one yourself. You would take out that sword in your Queen of Swords energy, which is, I'm receptive to the truth as I see it, not as others project it onto me to see, not as others limit my truth, but as I see my truth. So you made your own way. There is an underlying current of love present, of a dynamic of love, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It can definitely be that, and you will know that. This is a co-creation. This is strengthening you to know yourself, to know what you're capable of, to move deeper into relationship with your own gifts, your own inner magic, your own connection to divinity, to divine, to source, to manifesting. There are so many different words for this aspect of us that we just don't quite fully understand, but we try. But you're honing that awareness, and you're moving deeper into relationship with that aspect of you. Being that it's the Cups instead of like the Three of Pentacles, there is not only an intuitive connection, there is a love aspect to it. There's an appreciation for the awareness of this closeness that's developing within your own relationship with that aspect of yourself. And it's because you're in pursuit of, this feels a lot like Two of Pentacles as well. You're in pursuit of what you put out coming back to you, what you desire being manifested, but you want it to be a mystery. You don't want to know all the answers. Being that this is your reading right now and you're being called to this, you're a very intuitive individual. You typically know how things are going to go before the first 5 minutes of encountering somebody. This is something where you want to be in an actual relationship that does not unfold before you in a way that is so predictable. You actually want to be challenged to know yourself, which means you're calling in experiences, individuals, dynamics that are actually going to show you how they're going to allow you to reveal yourself to yourself. There we go. That's the right way of putting it. They're going to help you to know yourself deeper. It's about you. It's not about the situation, the dynamic, the individual. It's about knowing you, knowing the divine within you. That saying of, if you seek the divine, it's like to know thyself is to know the divine. That kind of a saying. I'm not quite sure who said it right now, but it's a familiar one. It's a familiar phrase. Know thyself. All right, so in the physical, we have this Thief of Peace. As long as you're choosing to focus on the positive, even though, yeah, this energy coming in and this image is chunky and blocky and not necessarily the most pleasant, are you choosing to focus there? If you must focus, you don't ruminate on it. You literally push yourself, fight with yourself to move beyond it. And you've been in a state of isolation, of hermiting, while you've been going through this. there's a relationship here with this palmistry of the romantic, of a romantic. There's definitely a love vibe here. You may have a King of Cups who's been observing you go through this and going through it with you. As you manifest or hone this ability, they are also having this blindfold removed from their own eyes, and they're able to see more things clearly. And it's not lost on me that this is a 6. This epiphany is a 6, which is in the major arcana, the Lover's card. You have a poetic romantic here. I'm hearing Shakespeare. Like Romeo and Juliet, but they actually get to be together. It'd be like that sappy, cheesy couple that you know, or you've encountered, or you've seen in movies and read about in books and whatnot. It could be that couple that are just so happy that you're just like, oh, would you two get a room? But you say it in like an affectionate, loving kind of, I'm so happy for you two. But oh my gosh. I feel like I'm observing some things that should just, like, you're so happy, I feel like it should be private almost. Because, wow, like this is almost what you, yeah, this is what you're kind of calling in here. Because you're revealing your gifts to yourself, and then there is the challenge then of, you have these gifts for a reason. You don't have these gifts to just, you know, be in hermit mode and not share that light with the world. You have this amazing ability here because you're meant to be like, yeah, you know, there's so much chaos right now going on around me, going on within me. But what comes in is chaos, and what flows out is calm. What flows out is calm. What flows through is calm. And that doesn't mean that in this moment is a snapshot in time. As this first started coming in, this individual may have been a little blindsided, may have thought for a moment or two that this blocky energy was actually their own, and maybe took some time with it. But once they understood it wasn't theirs, once they understood that this was possibly for the collective, or for ancestors, or maybe even for their descendants, even that they were working on some of this for, the collective healing people that may never ever like actually know that you've done any of this work for them, because you have developed this knowing. Once it clicks in that it's not yours, you move into a state of, all right, well, I'm going to sit with it. I'm going to let it flow through me. I'm going to let it unfold. I'm going to let it be transmuted into peace and not remain as chaos. Both are vital to creation. And because you are this conduit, you have this, like, Romeo and Juliet get to be a thing. This is what's happening in your physical reality because of this work. All right, sovereignty. And this could also, you know, I invite you to first look at this as being that Romeo for yourself. If you're identifying as Juliet, if you feel that you're more Romeo, being that Juliet for yourself, because then you're going to attract that very thing. If you are in love with yourself, if you're going to challenge yourself to be better, if you're going to challenge yourself to focus on being happy instead of being stuck in chaos, and I mean, it goes across the board of nurturing yourself, you're going to attract an energy that is that same way with you into your life, or that way with themselves. So you'll actually have your Romeo or your Juliet. All right, so Queen of Wands fell out. This is something you have willed into being. You're receptive to it. You didn't will it into being from a King of Wands space. You didn't assertively act to it. You have willed it by being stubbornly in your receptive energy. You're like, no, this is what I want, and I'm not going to try to force it. I'm going to let it be revealed to me. Okay, 5 of Cups. Getting Master Manifestor here. You are letting go of what once was and moving into what is. This may be a bit of a tougher transition for you because you're like, if this is a completely different individual dynamic situation, it may be a bit easier to make a cleaner distinction between the Three of Cups that you're like sad over and turning to the Two of Cups that are behind you, that are your current or your new beginning. But if this is a past individual, past dynamic, and it's a coming back again, it might be a bit harder to really determine where that dividing line is. It may take some time and exploration with that individual to really know where that is for the two of you. With the Romeo and Juliet thing, they were kind of on again, off again, on again, off again, but they were totally over the moon for one another the entire time. And that King of Pentacles fell in my lap upright. You have very rich, strong, deep feelings, and you have a very strong personality. And they do too in their own way, and you kind of intimidate one another. I want one more here. And this is because you have owned that sovereignty, and in owning that sovereignty, they have as well. Okay, so you are attracting one another right now. You being in this receptive energy is, yeah, very powerful pull. So on this Five of Cups energy, if this is an upright card, well, we're going to do it for a whole new individual and a past coming in, and then just some advice for either side to be making that distinction, that dividing line for you guys. I don't want to leave you hanging with that. So this will be for the new, and this will be for the past coming back again. Okay, so for the new, we have the Knight of Wands. And for the recoming of a past connection, we have the Ace of Wands. So I'd like to have a couple clarifiers for each placement here. Okay, so for new, it's basically freeing yourself from that which holds you back from being open to this energy. And we had the Devil upright here, which, you know, this person here with these puppet strings, it definitely reminds me a lot of this Eight of Swords. So this, I get distraction, I get addiction, I get, be it not necessarily substance, but it could be individuals, it could be activities, it could be falling for what's shiny. Not everything that glitters is gold. Fool's gold may be a synchronicity. It's actually a pretty strong protection. I wouldn't say it's crystal. It might be stone. But not everything that glitters is gold. So it's been a devil energy that's been keeping you kind of stuck, that you've been allowing or entertaining, or you can free yourself from this at any time. Devil energy really just means deceptive, trickster. And I believe trickster came out here. This may be something that has actually been honing your intuition, helping you to rise above the moon, to rise above this shadow work, to dive deep into these emotions and allow them to enrich you, nurture you, and bring you into balance, bring your yin-yang, your receptive and your assertive energies into balance. There's a strong indication of communication here as well. Bit of a hesitance because of that Queen of Swords. It's concerned. This new energy is concerned that you'll cut it out, because we had the Queen of Swords here with the emotions and moving through this maze. You've been creating your own way. You've been creating your own way. You are tapped in. You are capable of manifesting this and co-creating it because you have your own connection to Source. And you own it. And you're not giving that cup to just anybody. This is part of that plan as well. This is soul contract. Your higher self is with you in this, and it's time to stop giving to the past. For those of you in the collective that this is a new person, they are willing coming into your existence. They are willing, very focused of moving out of this desert space and help anybody who gets in their way. Oh boy. I mean, I don't know about you, but when a cat is hunting and you decide that the last place I would want to be is between them and what they're about to pounce on. Oh. And that's a lion, like Lion King lion, but like kitty cat. All right, so for the new, this isn't the new, this is the coming again. This connection is protected. This pillar of light is divine acknowledgement and protection of this connection, that everything you have done in your process has allowed your light to shine so brightly that you can show the way to others, that you can inspire others to come to your light and thus know themselves, feed their own light. And in that, this is clarifying a relationship dynamic of what once was and is coming back again. It is protected. It is guided. And you are on this path to that. With the Five of Swords inverted, this particular imagery tells me consistently the dragonfly is a symbol of new beginning. And this dragonfly is green. It is heart space. There is so much truth coming into this new beginning all at once. And they've needed a lot of support, a lot of help to kind of fully integrate all this truth. It may be something that's a bit overwhelming for a time. And they may need some time alone while they go through that, because when you're receiving a download about someone or something so personal and so close to you, I don't know about you, but if it's 5 truths coming in, they need to come to their own conclusion so they can own it. It's part of that protection. If you're not communicating with them right now, it's because you're actually being protected. They're being protected. This connection is being protected. All of that truth coming in is forcing the mask to come off and to move them out of a healing state, because they're not working with sticks anymore. And I say sticks because that's not a very, very well-defined wand. That's a stick. They're working with swords now. But it's time to come out of healing. So that's the truth is coming in. The High Priestess. Ooh, interesting inverted. I'm gonna go a little deeper into that one. This may be mirroring the moon on this side a little bit with the synchronicity. There may be some, it wouldn't surprise me if these two, for the collective, even if you're an individual who's having to choose between two, they have something in common that has you attracted to them both. I'm not saying they're the same, they're very different, but they have some things in common. And it could be all of this shadow work. They're having to move through that. It's contracted. It's harvest time. It's time for them to wake up and heal and know the truth. That moon is really what it's about. This is the receptive aspect to their higher self as well as yours. Manifesting, co-creating. That shadow work. If you feel like there's quite a bit of emotional turmoil coming through, it could be that you're facilitating and supporting them moving through all of this shadow work that they seem to be getting just rapidly pushed through. Okay. The Wheel of the Year and the Nine of Swords inverted. All of these truths, well, they may come to light to some extent right now. They may understand, may know how all the elements have come into being: earth, water, fire, air, how all of that is coming into full integration in this next year. They have the base of it right now. And they've been waiting for this. They have been so anxious about this, so worried, so scared that they wouldn't get there in time. This is reminding me of your Queen of Wands energy and how you have manifested by stubbornly remaining in your receptive energy, where you're just not, I'm waiting for it to come to me. I'm waiting for it to come to me. I'm waiting for it to come to me. I'm not going to move into an assertive energy. I'm not going to manifest through a King of Wands. That has allowed this to come into being. And they had some inkling of this, and they were very, very concerned because this had been upright for quite some time. They had some inkling of this, and they were concerned they wouldn't get there in time to give to you before you moved on. Because you are the Empress. You have everything. You have everything that they asked for, that they want, and everything that they didn't know they needed. You are the complete package. You are incredibly abundant, and it's between the two of you how you choose to manifest that in this reality. And this is definitely tied to your gifts. You are able to move into Empress energy because you are so intuitive, because you have gifts, because you have done this work, because you move in trust with the divine within you. There may be an element to this energy coming into your life where these are not separate people. If this is someone coming back around again, they can have some of this energy as well as this energy. This could be where there's a bit of an anxiety because they have learned, they have grown, they have evolved, they have changed, and we all do that. Like, change is a constant state of life. It's a constant state of being. So there may be some reacquainting, there may be some anxiety about, will I be accepted with this, and this, which, you know, I wasn't this, and this the last time we were a thing. There may be some of that. Let's grab a Moonology cards, a couple here, for leaving it on that note, for really just kind of guidance for moving into this particular aspect, since you've moved into owning your sovereignty, owning authority over your gifts, your energy, that no other being can speak with authority over your life other than you and your divine. Trusting the universe, trusting the divine and that plan. Be willing to forgive this mirroring energy, but be willing to forgive yourself for your own hurts, your own immediate reaction of, oh, this is what it is, when maybe it's not. When this card comes out, it tells me that there's judgment of one another. There's judgment of the reflection. So it's forgiving yourself and forgiving them. By forgiving yourself, you are forgiving them. It allows you to be able to do so definitely more easily, for sure. Definitely a highlight for maintaining and nurturing that connection with divine. This is a double confirmation here. You have Aquarius emotion too. Pisces, 2. Pisces, 2. Capricorn is a stubbornness. Okay, so be incredibly stubborn here is what's coming through. Choose. Stubbornly choose to see the positive. Wrestle yourself into that space if you must. If you need to walk away for a moment and go, okay. And choose to see the positive. Choose to focus there. That doesn't mean you don't give voice or ask questions or clarify. But you have two very strong personalities coming through here. And you are both intimidating in and of your own presence. When you're both on the same page, I have a feeling that there isn't much that would stand between the two of you and what you have your eyes focused on. Yeah, this is very much speaking to those in the collective that this is the same individual. Just, a couple years older, a few things have changed, a few things have evolved. But yeah, the two of you working towards the same goal. Wow. Wow. I have this really cheesy smile on my face right now because it's just positive, powerful energy. It's the two of you, there's not much you wouldn't be willing to overcome and fight through. You're both warriors in your own right. And you have each other's backs. So silly being that decides to get in your path, right? Or to stand between you two. And with that, I will bring this reading to a close. So the divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.